What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Corey, and as my channel says, let's talk trucking. So let's get to it. So I posted my first video 2 weeks ago, and got 5 reviews. Pretty excited about it. 5. Hey, at least 5 people watch it, right? But nah, man, the people that, well, obviously I do want people to watch, but hey, it's gonna have to take its time, you know. People will find it, and hopefully people will watch it and find it informational. Like my first video was about the company that I drive for, which is CT Transportation, flatbed company, the flatbed division of Comcar. And if you watch the first video and you may come across this video as well, I owe you guys an apology. I told y'all in the first video that I would try to do a video, 1 or 2 videos every week, you know, to keep you guys updated on how I was doing out here and stuff like that. So I owe you an apology because, like I said, it's been 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks maybe, that I posted my first video, and I ain't been able to post another one. And if you watched the first one, you've been looking for the second one, hey, I had a lot of stuff happen, and we'll talk about it. I had a lot of stuff happen. And I didn't get to do that. So once again, I apologize. Maybe try to do another one this week, and it's Monday right now. Freight's kind of slow this week, so I might not have to run as hard, which is okay, because last week was pretty rough. So this week, anything's better than what it was last week, and so about last week, I know you guys probably are wondering what happened last week. Did the company do you dirty, or did you not get any miles, or they leave you sitting? No, it was none of that. Last Tuesday, probably about 3 p.m., something like that, I was on 95 heading from South Carolina back to our Savannah terminal to drop a trailer for a split load. And if you don't know what I mean by split load, if you haven't gotten into trucking yet, it's just where you drop a trailer off at a yard or somewhere, and another driver picks that trailer up and takes it to its final destination. So I was in the process of doing that, because I didn't work last Monday. I took last Monday off to spend time with my family, so I had a 3-day weekend, which I enjoyed. We all had a great time. But anyway, so back to Tuesday. So I got in the truck Tuesday morning. Went to, man, where did I go first last Tuesday? Anywhere, I went somewhere. So it was in South Carolina. That's why I was in South Carolina. Coming back Tuesday afternoon. So I took a load. Damn, now I want to know where I went. But anyway, I took a load Tuesday to South Carolina, and then I was bringing one back to Savannah, and they had me a load. A pre-plane already for me to, after I dropped that off, to pick up a load from Savannah and take it down to Orlando. I'm supposed to be in Orlando on that Wednesday morning to have it unloaded. Well, you know, Tuesday was going good, smooth, easy, wasn't too hard. 95 heading to Savannah, maybe 10-15 miles before 95 crosses back over into Georgia, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. I had a driver's side steer tire blew up. It blew to pieces. It was rough. It was bad. If you watch my first video and you watch this one, you could probably tell the background's different, and I'm in a different truck, and that's why. That's because my truck's in the shop because it did that much damage. If I could figure out how to post pictures on here with this video before I post it on my channel, I'll try to do that so you guys can see how crazy it was. It was scary, I ain't even gonna lie. I've been driving 3.5 years, almost 4 years now, and that was the first time I've ever had a steer tire blow up on me like that. I've had them go flat. I've had multiple trailer tires, blow out, but this was one that I'll probably remember for the rest of my life. So heading back, split that load. Running 65. I had lumber. I think my total weight and everything after I left the lumber yard on the scales, it was 75, almost 76,000 pounds. I probably weighed a little less than that when the event happened because I was full. I had a full tank of fuel when I picked up, and then obviously I burned some off getting back. So I might have not have been that heavy, but I wasn't far from it. So like I said, I was just rolling. I had to get them miles so I could make that money. I was riding, jamming out to the radio, what us truckers do in your own little world in your truck. And like I said, I heard a boom. At first, I didn't know what the hell it was. To be honest, at first I thought another car merged over into my lane, and I ran over the thing. Straight up, no lie. So it blew out. And when I mean blowed out, I mean blew out. It almost knocked my whole front fender off. It tore my driver's side headlight all the way out. Not just busted it or, broke the glass right there. There was no driver's side headlight. It tore all the wires for the headlight out. When it blew, my rim obviously caught the concrete or the pavement of the road, and it started pulling my truck. Remember, I'm going 65, pretty heavy. So that trailer's still pushing that truck. And so all I could do is pretty much just hold on and pray that I can keep it between the lines because when it happened, I was about to pass under a bridge. So, most bridges have the guardrails right there, right before you get to them, and then a little after that way. So it's supposed to prevent a lot of people from trying to pull off on the shoulder of the road under that bridge for whatever reason. Or that may not even be the reason at all, but that's what I think it was there for. Or they put them there for. But what do I know? I'm just a truck driver. So I get right there, almost about to pass underneath the bridge. Like I said, it blows out. Ram catches the pavement. Starts trying to snatch my truck, obviously. My trailer's doing all kind of crazy stuff back there, trying not to roll my trailer over or in my truck. Trying not to swerve in anybody's lane. I was already throwing debris from the truck because when it blew out, the tread on my tires, just ate everything up. Like I said, there was stuff slinging everywhere. It was bad, but I did it. Didn't hit nobody. Didn't hit the guardrail. Got the truck off the road safely, and had to get towed in. Or they were gonna come fix my. I called breakdown, sent somebody out there to put me another tire and rim on there, and they thought they could put another headlight in there so I can make it back to the terminal to see about the body damage to my truck. I wasn't far. I was like I said, maybe 30 minutes, something like that, from being at our terminal in Savannah. But it didn't have any too much damage. Like I said, they couldn't hook up a headlight because there wasn't no wires there. So I ended up getting towed. They towed me back to the yard. I got the trailer dropped so it can get split and be delivered the next day. And, slept in the yard. I woke up, went in there and talked to my driver manager. And everybody was already aware of the situation that happened. It's trucking, things happen. It wasn't something that I could have prevented as a driver because I did do a pre-trip. I did check and the funny thing is that over there in Florence, South Carolina, I got fuel at a Love's, and I was on the way to pick up that load that morning, and I had a tire pass, and so I got all my tires checked, trailer tires, truck tires, got fuel def. Did the whole 9 yards while I was there because I had a little bit of time to burn before I could pick that load up. So yeah, so it wasn't anything that I probably could have done anything different to prevent it from happening. It's just something that happened. It's the fate of being out here trucking. Always expect the least expected, I guess, because I do now for sure. So, like I said, I got back to the terminal. Woke up that Wednesday morning. I went in there and talked to my driver manager to figure out a plan. Because I live pretty close to the terminal, like an hour and a half. Actually closer than an hour and a half. Maybe in a car, in a truck from my home to the terminal, my truck is about an hour and a half. But in a car, it's 45 minutes to an hour. So we was kind of figuring out a plan that we didn't have any trucks available for me just to jump right in on the yard. So we was trying to figure out how we can get a truck, or where we needed to send me to get a truck, if I needed to go with another driver to a different terminal to get a truck, if he had a load going in that direction, obviously. So we did all that Wednesday. I went and talked to safety, because obviously, safety wants to know what happened. I wasn't in trouble or anything. It wasn't them trying to point their finger at me. They was all very understandable. And we laughed about it, which it wasn't funny when it happened, but after we laughed about it, and it was I was lucky that wasn't any more damage done to anybody else around me, because it could have been very serious. I could have got hurt, could have flipped the tractor and trailer over, or I could have smashed into another vehicle. Who knew? Who could have had family and kids in there, and I damn sure don't want to do that. So after the fact, a relief of that not happening, we could kind of laugh about it. So we did that. Like I said, I took pictures, showed them the pictures. They were surprised that I kept it straight for as long as I did, until I can get it off the road. And I don't know how I did. I guess it's by the faith of God, because I was praying. So I got lucky. Well, I didn't get lucky, because like I said, it's been a rough 2 weeks for me. But it ain't been nothing about the company. Like I said, they've done everything they could to work with me to get me back out here rolling, and they have. Just took a little longer than I think we all expected. Well, not longer, just I guess a couple more days and a couple more hiccups with equipment. But like I said, it's not really anything bad about the company. It's just part of trucking. So, like I said, I went and did all that Wednesday. Talked to the safety and driver manager. Came up with a plan. There was a truck in maintenance that needed to go get a front end alignment, and guess what? I'm at the terminal. I don't have no truck. I don't have nothing to do. Hey, Corey, take this truck to the alignment shop, get an alignment, and when it's done, you can hop in that one until your truck gets back out the shop, and you can get back to it. So that's why I'm in a Mack. I ain't gonna say I hate it, because I actually like the Macks. They pull a lot better than the Internationals, but my International has a refrigerator and a bunch of other. It's newer, brand new. I only had 50,000 miles on it when I got it, and this one has, I think, 300,000 miles on it. But hey, it gets the job done. It keeps me rolling. But anyway, so I took it to the alignment shop, and I was hoping it's Wednesday. I took it up there on Wednesday around 1 o'clock that afternoon, Wednesday. And I was hoping alignment, I was like, oh, maybe I'll have it done by 4 o'clock. I could hop in it, and maybe there's a preloaded trailer at the yard, or if not, I can either go to National Gypsum or Georgia Pacific right there in Savannah and pick up a trailer and, go on about my week. Won't really hurt me that bad. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So, picked this truck up from the shop, or the alignment shop, got it back to the terminal, took out everything out of my truck, put in this truck, until I can get my truck back. And if you're a trucker and you watch this, moving from truck to truck is like moving from a damn house. You don't realize how much stuff you have, or much stuff you use on that truck, until you have to move it into a whole totally another different truck. So I did that. Went in, they got me a load. it was all working out nice, all working out real nice, and that's what it should. It was all too good to be true. So had a load on the yard that I could took and delivered the same day, and I would have got paid short haul pay because it wasn't going that many miles, but I was trying to make up for what I missed. You know, the rest of that Wednesday. So I was still going to get something for that Wednesday plus breakdown. So it would have kind of evened out if none of this ever happened. Well, I hook up to the trailer that this load was already on. It was already strapped, and I hook up all my airlines. I start pre-tripping the truck I'm in now. Even though just got back from my alignment shops, it's just a habit. You pre-trip. So I was doing all that. I looked down, and it had something leaking underneath the tractor. I was like, shit. And it wasn't that much. And I ain't gonna lie, at first I was like, well, maybe it's, maybe it ain't that bad. But after what just happened Tuesday, I didn't want to take that chance. So, I popped the hood. I was still doing my pre-trip, and I figured out what it was. And it wasn't a major fix. It wasn't something that, it was just that the part wasn't. They had to go get the part, and it took a while to get the part, or longer than I think it should. I think, maintenance and did a little bit of joy riding around before they brought that part and put it on the truck. But they get paid by the hour, so hey, can't hate on them. They got me rolling. They're my boys down there. But so I had to replace a coolant hose because it was leaking, and it took, like I said, I found it. It was already that Wednesday afternoon, so they had to take me off the load. They dispatched me on because it had to be delivered that day, and obviously I wasn't going to make it. So, they gave it to another driver, and I had to pick up a load that Thursday morning. I had to go pick up a load out of Meldrum, Georgia, a lumber load, and take it up by Valdosta. It's on Thursday now, so I was supposed to have it in Valdosta that Friday, and Friday starts a whole new week, so this is for, the check the following week. So I was like, alright, can't change the fact that it already happened, so just roll with it, accept what happened, deal with it, whatever. Keep on going about your business. And if you ever get in trucking, if you're not in trucking yet, you'll learn to start thinking like that. So I pick it up, I get loaded, or let me go back. So when they was replacing my coolant hose or whatever, in the maintenance shop, they said a light was left on, but I don't think it was a light that killed the battery that quick. Because like I said, I just drove that truck back to the terminal after the alignment. They did the alignment on the tires. And after they put the hose on, the truck wouldn't start. So they jumped it off, had the battery box, hooked it up. Took 30-45 minutes, which set me back even further. And got it started. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to pick this load up. Like I said, I ain't even going to think about it. It is what it is. So I get to the lumberyard that Thursday and get loaded. I strap it, I tarp it, because it couldn't get wet. Obviously, it's lumber. And this lumberyard, they don't let you tarp. You got to pull out they got a tarp in there, but you got to kind of pull out and get into it. We won't get into all that, but so that's what I was doing. And so I did all that. I shut the truck off while I was getting loaded, and then I shut it off again when I was tarping and putting all my bungees on, to make the load look pretty to get to where it was going. Well, I tarped it, strapped it, did all that, jumped in it. There's a store right down the road, and it has, you can pull off. It has stuff to go check. Well, I needed some cigarettes, and which I'm about to smoke a cigarette. Hope you guys don't mind. I needed some cigarettes. I was gonna get me something to drink for the ride, because I don't have a refrigerator, so I didn't have anything cold to drink. And so Shut the truck off, ran to the store, came back out, and the damn truck wouldn't start. And I got out, I checked everything with the batteries. Nothing would happen. It was just, hey, just not my week. So I had to call breakdown again, and they had to send somebody out there to replace. They thought it was a battery cable, that it was just, it wouldn't, it's just, I guess, it's just been old, wore down, and it just needed to be replaced. They replaced it, and the truck, it would start up. It was fine. So, yeah. So that was, yeah. I'm sorry, that was Friday. I picked that lid up Friday morning. That's when the it shut off after I tarped it and whatever. So Thursday I drove the truck home because where I picked up wasn't far from the house. Got in Friday morning, drove it, started just fine. Drove it, got loaded, cranked it back up, drove just fine. Shut it off to tarped it, started right back up just fine. Drove it not even 3 miles down the road to the store to get something to drink and a pack of cigarettes. Went back to it, wouldn't start. Called breakdown, like I said, they changed a little terminal. Set me back because waiting on somebody to come from breakdown. It's not breakdown, so they got to find somebody that is available to come do it. And then they got to do through the whole payment. Then you got to wait for them to get there and let him do his thing. He's probably getting paid by the hour, so he's not in that big of a hurry like you are. And it's cool. It's Friday, and I was ready to go home already. So I was just like, hey, sooner you get this on, the load's already been changed for me to deliver on Monday because I wasn't gonna make it Friday with the setback of truck not starting after the way the rest of the week's been. And so I was still good. Still in a good mood. Friday, going home. I'll leave out go spend a weekend with the family. Leave out again Monday or this morning, and come back out here for a week until I can go back home. Go get in the truck this morning, and truck won't start again. Now I'm getting mad, kind of getting a little angry. Like, done this, still ain't fixed. I guess they just fixing it temporarily, or something's getting moved around in there where it will start from time to time. So they got me new batteries, which the battery voltage on the truck is reading like perfect. The battery voltage they was using to check the people that came was reading, but I don't know if it's just sales or whatever. Anyway, it wasn't. They decided we were gonna change it. What happens? Cool. So they slapped me batteries in there, and truck started. I ain't had no problem starting a truck. Well, then here comes problem number 2. OmniTrax, our electronic logs that we use here at CT, and many other companies use the same ones, froze up and couldn't log in, couldn't go to anything. And I know you're going, well, just do a paper log, right? Just bust out a paper log. Well, with CT, if that happens, you got to call safety, let safety know, because that's how they, that's their tracking you. Obviously, all trucking companies track you. That's how they track you. Well, you're supposed to call them. They're going to see if they can fix it on their end, or you're going to have to try to call this number to get it all reset, or system reset, and it should work. That's what it should do. That wasn't the case. It's still messed up. I'm running on paper logs, but it kind of set me back on my Monday to get all that figured out. But I got a load delivered this morning, and I'm on my way right now, or I will be, to pick up another load that I can deliver the same day tomorrow. So it really didn't hurt me too bad in my pocket as far as money or making the money, but it's just aggravating dealing with something, one after another. But hopefully they let me just finish running paper logs this week. That's what I hope anyway. And then hopefully a miracle happens and my truck's ready. I can go back to the yard and pick it up Friday on my way home, and start next week off better than I did this week. But I'm going to end this week good. And I'm going to end this week with a bang. I'm running all the miles I can. I need the money. So like I said, I apologize. It's been my 2 weeks. It's been rough. It's been real rough. But once again, CT was, they helped me out any way they could. Um, I did get breakdown pay and stuff like that. Uh, they did put me in a hotel room while, even though I live an hour away. I take my truck home, so I don't have a car at the terminal, and my wife works, so she needs her car and stuff like that, and it just didn't make any sense for her to have to drive me back if the truck wasn't fixed, for whatever reason. For her to get up that early, I got 3 kids back at home, um, and stuff. It just didn't make any sense. So I was like, well, just give me a hotel room. They got me back and forth to the terminal while we was figuring all this out. Like I said, pay me breakdown pay. They fed me lunch every day. They did everything they could to keep me happy because they knew as a driver, all you want to be doing is in your truck rolling because that's how you make money. And they kept apologizing. Like I said, it wasn't anything their fault. I know I joked about the mechanics, but there wasn't nothing their fault. It's just it's trucking. That's why they're in the process of getting all new trucks. Most drivers already have the new trucks. There's just, as far as I know, just a handful of drivers that have these Max. But these Max, like I said, these Max do pull a lot better than those Internationals. They just don't have everything the Internationals have in them. And me personally, I'm out here 5-6 days a week. I like to be as comfortable as I can in my truck, and the International does that for me, and it gets the job done. So I guess some guys like the Max. Like I said, they're not bad. I don't mind it. So yeah, that's it. That's why I haven't been on or posted a video, even though I only got 5 reviews on my last video. Like I said, I'm still pretty excited about that. At least somebody watched it or clicked on it. I ain't trying to be a millionaire or anything off of this. This gives me something to do when I'm on my 10-hour break. That's like like I am right now. And I done talk for 27, almost 28 minutes, and I ain't got nothing else to do. Probably should be sleeping, but I got to shut down a little early because I'm not too far from picking up my load. But they just quit loading at 5, I think, and so yeah. So with everything that happened this morning, I didn't get to start my clock or start running till about 9 o'clock this morning. So I could have ran till 10:30 or 11 o'clock tonight if I had to, and I would have done it if I could have got loaded and had the miles to run, but it didn't work out that way. But hey, it's just start of the week. Still got a long week ahead of me. Just trying to knock this out, get back home to the family. My two daughters have a beauty pageant this weekend on Saturday. They had one last Saturday I had to go to, and they did a good job. Proud of them for doing that, and that's what they're into right now. Them and their mom. Me and the boy, we really don't like all that stuff, but that's what makes them happy, so they get to do it. And CT allows me to be out here doing what I'm doing, so I can afford to do those things with them. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting back home, seeing how they did this Saturday, spending time with my fiance and all the kids, and just stuff all us truckers look forward to when we're coming back home, or we get to go back home. And there's some of these guys that say, "Oh man, you're only out a week." That's not really trucking. I consider a truck driver. That's pretty much local, but hey, it is. You think about it the way you want to think about it, but it fits me. I'm able to make the money, decent money doing what I'm doing, being home every weekend. So that's what I do. Some guys, like I said, they want to stay out 3 or 4 weeks. I did it. Like I said, if you watch my first video, I did it before. I did drive-in, 3 or 4 weeks out at a time, home 2, 3, 4 days, back out, about a month. And it was cool when you're single and you ain't got nothing back at home, but me being the family man I am, I want to spend as much time as I can with my kids. You know, I don't want to miss out on that. So that's why I do what I do. But yeah, man, it's like I said, I'm about to go spend 30 minutes, and I'm actually gonna call them and check on them, tell the kids good night before they go to bed for school tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I know I just kind of rambled on about the week. Just wanted to keep y'all up to date that I haven't forgot about y'all's 5 people that watched. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, God bless y'all. For the drivers out there, y'all stay safe. Hopefully, I can get back home to y'all's family soon, and get some of that well-deserved family time that you guys all deserve. So, till next time, I promise you guys I'm gonna post another one. It won't take 2 weeks this time, but now you guys understand what took me so long, and I'm just trying to keep my word to y'all. Once again, I appreciate it. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night.